distance will always be a problem. So choose a home that makes life more fulfilling by bringing you closer to everything that matters the most. Arezzo Place Pasig. Live fulfilled.
Finma Properties, making room to build your future.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I am choosy. My ultimate skin goal is gusto kong mag-even out ang skin tone ko.
Hi, my name is Gian Anwada. My skin goals are to become whiter, fairer, healthier, and younger.
It really shows na yung skin ko ngayon mas moisturized, mas glowing, and mas healthy.
Thanks to Glutasy, I got my skin tone back. Thank you so much, Glutasy.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
What's the secret to beauty's beauty?
Langis.
Ito ba lahat ang gamit mo?
Ay hindi. Isa lang ang gamit ko for all. Moringa O2 Therapy Oil. Hindi lang malunggay. Meron ding olive oil and omega from sunflower oil.
This therapy oil helps relieve my dry and irritated skin.
It helps lighten my scars and stretch marks.
It helps make my hair strong and healthy.
This is our beauty secret.
Sana all!
Zero oil.
Give employers more ways to extend a helping hand. The financial programs we design with our business partners focus on creating a safety net for devoted employees. We believe secure and happy employees are essential to a successful business.
Nandito ako nung nagpa-practice mag-bike ng anak ko.
Nandito ako nung nag-birthday si Mommy.
Dito ako nag-celebrate ng wedding anniversary namin.
Distance will always be a problem. So choose a home that makes life more fulfilling by bringing you closer to everything that matters the most. Arezzo Place Pasig. Live fulfilled.
Finma Properties, making room to build your future.
Hi, I'm Val, and I am choosy. My ultimate skin goal is gusto kong mag-even out ang skin tone ko.
Hi, my name is Gian Wada. My skin goals are to become whiter, fairer, healthier, and younger.
it really shows na yung skin ko ngayon mas moisturized, mas glowing, and mas healthy.
Thanks to Glutasine, I got my skin tone back. Thank you so much, Glutasine.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
What's the secret to beauty's beauty?
Langis.
Ito ba lahat ang gamit mo?
Ay hindi. Isa lang ang gamit ko for all. Moringa O2 Therapy Oil. Hindi lang malunggay. Meron ding olive oil and omega from sunflower oil.
This therapy oil helps relieve my dry and irritated skin.
It helps lighten my scars and stretch marks.
It helps make my hair strong and healthy.
This is our beauty secret.
Sana all!
Zero oil.
Give employers more ways to extend a helping hand. The financial programs we design with our business partners focus on creating a safety net for devoted employees. We believe secure and happy employees are essential to a successful business.
Nandito ako nung nagpa-practice mag-bike ng anak ko.
Nandito ako nung nag-birthday si Mommy.
Dito ako nag-celebrate ng wedding anniversary namin.
Distance will always be a problem. So choose a home that makes life more fulfilling by bringing you closer to everything that matters the most. Arezzo Place Pasig. Live fulfilled.
Finma Properties, making room to build your future.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I am choosy. My ultimate skin goal is gusto kong mag-even out ang skin tone ko.
Hi, my name is Gian Wada. My skin goals are to become whiter, fairer, healthier, and younger.
It really shows na yung skin ko ngayon mas moisturized, mas glowing, and mas healthy.
Thanks to Glutasy, I got my skin tone back. Thank you so much, Glutasy.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
What's the secret to beauty's beauty?
Langis.
Ito ba lahat ang gamit mo?
Ay hindi. Isa lang ang gamit ko for all. Moringa O2 Therapy Oil. Hindi lang malunggay. Meron ding olive oil and omega from sunflower oil.
This therapy oil helps relieve my dry and irritated skin.
It helps lighten my scars and stretch marks.
It helps make my hair strong and healthy.
This is our beauty secret.
Sana all!
Zero oil.
Okay, and we're live. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to our Zoom participants, and good afternoon to our FB Live viewers. So it's another e-learning session brought to you by Ariba Academy. So guys, this is another series of our HR Virtual Summit PH 2020 Bounce Back HR. So our topic for this afternoon is Be More with Less, how to stay positive, healthy, and productive during tough times. My name is Irish Malonda, and I'll be your host and moderator for this afternoon. So, in order for us to have a smooth flow of our e learning session, here are the house rules. For those of you who are first time viewers of our webinar, please type in hi in the chat box now. Let me see who are the first time attendees, participants of our webinar today. So Margarito, hello, welcome to our e-learning session. Hi, Miss Mavic Sevilla, hello from TPB. Cristel, hello. Crystal Joy, Elsa. Maria Rochelle, welcome to our e-learning session. Hello, Antonio Alvarado. Hello, sir. Maria Victoria, okay. Okay, welcome. And we would like to know if you can hear us loud and clear and we are audible. So you will be needing a good quality headset, and please use the following codes. Type in 111 in the chat box now if you can hear us loud and clear. Okay, loud and clear. Alena Oliver. Hello, Antonio, loud and clear, audible. Joey, Maria, Aida. Okay, thank you. 222 means you can hear us. 2121 means our sound is breaking up or there's a log. 2121, question mark rather. Question mark if you don't understand anything. Okay? We're all good, loud and clear. But before that, by the way, I would like first to acknowledge our participants from out of the country. They're from Hong Kong, Tokyo, Lalitpur, Nepal, Doha, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Thailand, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Texas, United States. Thank you. Okay, next. We will be having a quick break later after the presentation of our three guest speakers and before we move on to our question and answer portion. Participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by the administrator during discussion to avoid interruptions. Questions will be entertained after each topic of the session. For questions and clarifications during the provided time after each topic, please click the raise hand button for the administrator to enable the microphone for live questions. Type in your questions in the Q&A box, not in the chat box. So Q&A box, one question at a time will be entertained. For comments and feedback, please scan this QR code. Okay, I'll give you time to scan this QR code. This will be directed to our feedback form. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and topics to discuss for us to improve our future e-learning sessions. Okay, so we will be having three topics today. So first topic is the struggle is real, overcoming the realities of community lockdown. And I will now introduce our guest speaker. Our speaker is a life and career coach, management consultant, sought after leadership and personal excellence speaker, founder of Success Coach, personal development and business consultancy, and the partner speaker of Ariba Speakers Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all now welcome Coach Randy Esguerra.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you? I started my video. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
All right. Hi, I want to welcome everyone joining us today. Thank you for logging in and joining us for this session. I want to welcome all of our friends from abroad, and I saw some comments from Cavite and Pampanga, so thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, Ariba Academy, for doing this. I know this is for a worthy cause. So if you saw the link that says donate, please, kung medyo nakakaluwag-luwag pa ng konti, maybe you have a few there left, you can donate at the link that is shared by Ariba Academy. So let's proceed. with our slides, Irish?
Sure, sir. You
Okay,
can
let's.
now share slides.
All right. Give me a minute here. Our topic, the first one is all about the struggle is real, and the struggle is real means uh, first the word struggle. It's conflict. It's happening, and sometimes in struggle, you are confused which direction to go. What do you need to do? But also, I think the most important word here is crisis. The meaning I saw of the word crisis means two things. Number one is judgment. The first syllable is cry, which means judgment, and the Greek word sis, which means action. So technically speaking, a crisis is a time where you need to decide on what action you need to do, and that's the meaning of our first topic today. So I wanna talk about our topic. The struggle is real, and what to do in times of COVID-19. Um, Jeff, can you help me out with the slides here, screen sharing? I wanna talk about four things, four struggles that we go through. The first struggle is the struggle of boredom. I know some of you are probably so bored right now, and you're trying to think of things to do during this lockdown. Some people say that you're stuck at home, but I think the better mindset that you need to have is that you're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. So that's the first thing you need to think about. And the struggle of boredom is real. Some people think, what am I going to do? I'm just gonna sit down all day. I'm just gonna stay at home. What am I gonna do? And lucky for some of us, um, our houses are big enough where you can walk around. You have a garden. You have some place to. Doors. So what they did was, so here at the house, we have lots of cousins and nephews and all of that. And the game of the house is actually darts. We play darts here, and people come over here to play darts. But since the lockdown, we didn't have a lot of mobility. So what they did creatively was they created uh, a billiards table. They made a billiards table. So it was amazing because they actually built almost an actual size billiards table, and they redid it. They did it again and made it better. So ang tawag nga nila billiards table 2.0, mas pinalakas, mas pinatibay. So the quarantine actually makes you a little bit more creative, and that's the beauty of necessity. Necessity creates invention. So you can find a lot of things to do. One of the things that I found was I started to learn and appreciate cooking, and that was I was telling people that's I think the last place that I think I will be in the kitchen. But now I'm almost cooking every day. So just look around the house, see what you can fix. I think this is the best time to go fix your house, clean your walls, redecorate, and do stuff, and maybe make it a little bit more convenient. When you were working, you probably said to yourself you had lots of stuff around here and want to move things around. And now that you do, you have the time. take this chance to actually make your house a little bit more spick and span. That's the first one. No? So the word is quarant tripping. So kung ano mang trip ang pwede mong gawin, necessity creates invention. So it makes you a little bit more creative, and you probably might be surprised of what you could discover. Um, the second, and I think this is a struggle for a lot of people, the struggle of exercise, and and you already, a lot of us know that one of the biggest struggles of being at home is sitting down all day, lying down, sitting down, ano ba, higa na naman ako, tas pupo na naman ako, tas kakain na naman ako, and then higa na naman, tutulog na naman, and that's what some people say. Exercise is a struggle. So if you're lucky enough, um, I'm fortunate enough to have been able to buy some gym equipment, some dumbbells, here and there, a yoga mat. So I try my best to exercise. My bike is just locked up. Also, it's under quarantine, so I can't get out. You can't go out to go running, unfortunately. But if you could use your stairs, that's number one. You know, you use whatever you have in the home. But also, just the simple floor, the simple stairs is already gym equipment. It's already exercise equipment, and for a lot of us, we don't notice that. So my advice to you is this: the best advice I can give for people who want to exercise is download an app, download an application. Um, Sometimes you can't think of an exercise to do. So an app, when you download it, it's the next best thing to your own instructor. And there are a lot of apps out there that you can find that will be best suited for you. It also tells you what kind of state you're in. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Are you an expert? So if you want abs, there's an app for abs, abdominals. If you want to lose weight, yes, there's an app for losing weight. So if you're afraid of gaining weight this quarantine, I think that's one of the best things you can do. But also the beauty about applications is, in my mind, it's structure. The problem with a lot of people with working out is, I'll go to the gym now, I'll exercise now, tomorrow I'll be lazy, I'm not in the mood, so I'm not going to be exercising tomorrow, and then maybe the next day I'm going to be lazy again, and until 1 week has passed, you haven't exercised. So my suggestion is that the beauty of an app is that it has reminders. May reminder siya 5:30, 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That's the beauty of an app. It tells you, okay, it's time to exercise, and it's in a way a structure that gives you guidance on, number one, what exercises to do based on your weight. You can actually also know there your body mass index, so you know if you're overweight or you're underweight or just the average. You're healthy, but also at the same time, it tells you, it gives you a routine to do. If you don't have much to do in the house, set it at the time that is most convenient for you. I suggest don't do it at around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's scorching hot. Unless you want to really lose a lot of weight, then put it at 1 to 3 p.m. Sige, magpapawis ka ng todo hanggat mainit. So that's the beauty of exercise. That's number two, the struggle of exercise. So structure is very important. Guidance. If you have friends who go to the gym, you can message them and ask them what exercise. You can actually Zoom your exercise and do a routine as a group. No, even though you guys are far away, you can exercise together. That's also very convenient. Number three, yes, the struggle of dieting, food. Yes, so you have exercise, and now the struggle is food. And wala nang ginawa kundi kumain, and kakain na naman, and kakain uli, and you know, nephews and nieces, you know, my cousins are telling me, kakain ng kanina, makain na naman, ubos na yung kanin, buti na lang may bigas. And dieting is actually a struggle. So here are several pieces of advice I can give you. Number one, if you are fortunate enough to go out of the house and buy your own food, if you can go to the grocery, you can go to the market, it's very important that it all starts in your choice of what you put in your cart. What you put in your cart is what you put in your body. So the priority now for going to the market is choose primarily a lot of veg, a lot of fruits if you can, so that you regulate your own consumption. That's what you can do. Um, and also try to get a lot more fish in there. I know it doesn't stay in the fridge longer than others, but if you can put in some seafood there, try to not put a lot of fatty foods if you can. Um, be careful of your sugar. So sometimes we tend to gravitate a lot on junk food. But also, one of the most important pieces of advice I can give people in terms of dieting is this. There was a study that said the less time we spend cooking our food, the higher the rate of obesity in people. So I'll say that again. The less time you spend cooking your own food is directly proportionate to the amount of obesity of people. That means we tend to eat a lot of foods fast. So we order out, and sometimes a lot of that has a lot of sugar in it, and you have to compensate it with exercise. So this study said, you can have your apple pie, you can have your ice cream, you can have whatever you want to eat, for as long as you make it, as long as you cook it. So if you can cook your own food and give it as much effort and discernment in choosing your ingredients, I think along with struggle number two with the structure of exercise, I think you're gonna be in a good spot. But also, um, what I can also tell people is that you can also aim for something that you want to look forward to after the quarantine. So my team, our team is involved in sports, in cycling and multi-sport. And even though we're under lockdown, we're looking forward to the next races. There were several races that we were supposed to participate in a week before the lockdown. So a week after when then the lockdown came out. So we're looking forward to the races that are coming. So we don't want to be out of shape when we go back to race season. So that's also something you can think about. I mean, imagine when you go back to the office when all of this is done. Baka hindi ka na makaakyat na hagdanan sa office. No? So try to think about that, and you're struggling to commute and walk and all of that. So try to maintain a certain level of discipline with structure and along with your diet. Try to have as a diet that is as low calorie as possible, so that you don't have a lot to burn when you're exercising. So the third struggle is, ano nga ba yung third struggle ko, Irish? Teka, let me move the slides here. So can we move our slides again? Let me show it again. There. All right. The third struggle is also common to a lot of us, and it's maintaining your sanity. So sorry, we have boredom, we have exercise, we have dieting, so that's third. The fourth one is maintaining your sanity. Anong ibig sabihin ng maintaining your sanity? Being under lockdown is as if you're under house arrest, di ba? Na can't leave, can't go anywhere. You're primarily where you are. You're just moving around the four corners of your house: first floor, second floor, first floor, and that's it. And the truth is, being locked in, nakakabaliw. Nakakabaliw talaga. No? Anong gagawin ko? And sometimes when you do stuff at home, you do it in installments because you don't want to do everything all at once kasi mauubusan ka ng gagawin tomorrow, right? So you're trying to keep yourself busy during that time. And maintaining your sanity is definitely a struggle. The first struggle in maintaining your sanity is, like any crisis, it is It is knowing and questioning yourself, is this really happening? The stage of denial. You're in denial. Totoo ba to? Nangyayari ba
I
talaga?
agree.
Nangyayari ba sa buong mundo to? Parang hindi to. This is unreal. We've never seen anything like, and yes, we've never seen anything like it in our generation. The other generations, the Spanish influenza and all of, they went through that during the war, but we're not there. And now we're going through this. The stage of denial is real. And sometimes you ask yourself, what is this? Why is this happening? What is happening? And will this come to an end? And a lot of you are probably asking, May 15, is it really May 15? Tapos na ba talaga? Mag-extend pa ba? Some other places are going through hard lockdown now, hindi lang lockdown, hard lockdown, extreme lockdown. So maintaining your sanity is a struggle. One of the things I can tell you, and I guess this is, some people will tell you, think positively about this. And think on the bright side. And yes, there's a bright side. You spend more time with your family. You spend more time with the things that you said you didn't have time for, your books, exercise, being with your kids, and learning a new craft, having a new hobby. But I think the best advice I can give you in trying to maintain your sense of reality about all of this is that accept that it is happening. Don't be in denial, and yes, it is happening. The problem is pag may sunog, uy, may sunog! And ang una natin ginagawa, ilabas muna ang camera natin ng cellphone to take a video before we do anything. Uy, may nangyayari. And this is where preparation comes in. A lot of preparation comes in. So the question here now is, were you prepared? Of course we're not. Some they have an excess amount of food, excess amount of money in their savings, but a lot of Filipinos don't, and that's the reality. So the reality is you need to have faith where it should be. What does that mean? Right now, whether you like the president or not, whether you like your barangay captain or not, whether you like your mayor or not, you need to have faith in them. And sometimes you go on a plane, you don't know the pilot, but you go on the plane. You don't know the LRT, MRT driver, the jeepney driver, your Grab driver, but you go in there because you have faith. So just believe that these people are doing what they can, and I know they are. No one wants this to happen. And so, huwag ka na munang laging batikos, no? Try to see what you can do. And one of the best things you can do is just follow the rules, no? Just try to understand na maaari ka makahawa. So let's not add to the problem. So let's just try to help each other out by staying at home, trying to maintain hygiene and all that, and try to have as much as possible when you're exercising, when you're eating right, when you're doing a hobby, and you're with your family, you're now trying to maintain that balance of mental health. It's not an easy thing, I should know. And a lot of people are drawn to the feeling of the attraction of being depressed. And sometimes being depressed, nagiging uso. Depressed ako, I'm depressed and I'm sad. But the reality of depression is that it's okay when it's at a certain level na manageable, but you don't want to go to a certain level where it's deep and hard to come out of. And so you need to start doing things and start having faith in the people where you should have faith in. But also, most of all, you have to have faith in your God. Whatever God you believe in, have to have faith. But all this too shall pass. And the denial stage, after that, is you need to make judgment on what you should do next. That's why crisis. Judgment, action, decision, and action. What do you need to do? What happens after this? Maybe you need to be prepared more, but also you need to already plant the seeds now. What you need to do, stay healthy, just try to eat right, keep that balance of your body and your mind and your spirit. Try to read the Bible, whatever religious material you have, and try as much as possible to watch inspirational videos if you can. You know, other than your Netflix, there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix. You can go on YouTube. We spend a lot of time on YouTube. Spend a lot of time on those things so that you maintain your sanity. So that's where I am, Miss Irish.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Thank you for giving us the tips and
The
strategies
struggle is real.
and coping how on coping on the struggles of these uncertain times. Thank you, Coach. So for the meantime,
Thank you, guys.
yes, please stand by for our question and answer portion. So guys, I'll be now introducing our next speaker. So to discuss, get simple and focus on what matters most. Our next speaker is a US certified neuro linguistic programming practitioner, a success coach, and a training and development consultant. She is also a member of International Board of Coaches and Practitioners, Association of Image Consultants International, or AICI, Philippine Advocates of Consultants and Trainers, or PAC, and a partner speaker of Arriba Speakers Bureau. Let us all welcome Mrs. Seth Shapno.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the park.
Hello, Mrs. Seth.
Hi, Miss Irish. How are you?
I'm good. You look lovely today.
Thank you very much. Of course, mana-mana lang yan, diba? Mana-mana sa Madam President. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Miss Irish, for inviting me.
Yes, our pleasure. Take it away, Mrs. Seth.
All right. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to my co-quarantiners. Please type in hello if you're excited to what I'm going to share. And of course, excited to apply the learnings Coach Randy gave a while ago. Yan naman. So, hello. Wow. Ang dami nagre-react. So, welcome to our webinar entitled Be More with Less. How to Stay Positive, Healthy, and Productive under ECQ. Now, before I start, I would like to ask you a question, guys. Do you think this is possible? Is this even possible? Can you type in yes if you agree with me and no if you think it's not possible? Hello, it's quarantine time. We're on ECQ. Okay, so I see a lot of yeses here. Good job. So yes, hindi ako mahihirapan. It won't be hard for me because a lot of you are typing in yes here. So yes, it is possible. I agree with all of you. Now, what I want to share with you is that it's possible because you have to style your mind. You have to design your thoughts especially during this time. If you don't design your thoughts, you will end up like the guy in the left side. Nakikita niyo ba siya? Please type yes if sometimes you feel this way. It's always greener on the other side. Oh no, walang masarap na pagkain. I don't like what I'm eating now. It's so hot in our house. You don't have air conditioning and all that. Or sometimes we have that notion. Yes? Okay, a lot of people are typing yes. Now what I want you to do is be on that guy on the right side. Okay, on the guy on the right side is thinking of what? What do you think he's thinking? He's thinking of, even if we are on lockdown, there's a lot of things I can do. Positive things I can do for myself. And I urge everyone to do this. Can you please read what's on the slide? Okay, it says there, tama, no, I wish I can hear you, but you can read it out loud. Miss Irish, can you read it for me?
Yes, of course. So much of our happiness depends on how we choose to look at the world.
How do you choose to, thank you, Miss Irish. So how do you choose, guys, how do you choose to look at the world now? Paano niyo siya nakikita? Kasi for me, I see what's happening now as very contradicting. It's a very contradicting time. Why? We are on lockdown, but somehow there's a sense of closeness that's happening around us. Do you agree? Please type yes if you agree. Meron nagsabi rito, yes, it's a new normal. Yes, we're closer now. Yes. So yes, merong sense of closeness eh. Kahit even though we are socially distanced with one another, we tend to talk to our family more. You agree? We tend to check out on our colleagues, even if we're all busy working things out for our company. We still check them out. Oh, how are you doing? Even before probably your meeting via Zoom, you have a 10-minute exercise. No, not to talk about what's happening in the company, but kumustahan lang. How are you? How are you holding up? So there's a sense of closeness. Kasi before, pre-COVID, we don't have time to do that. Like, we just dive into it, do what we have to do. 5 o'clock, clock out, that's it. But now, during COVID, we tend to be closer. So it's kind of contradicting, even in our family. Do you agree? In our family? So it says here, yes, this new normal makes us closer. Yes, even with my family, I always share with my friends, this is like a second honeymoon for me. PG-13 tayo na, Miss Irish. Second honeymoon for me, because for the longest time, I was working away from home because I used to be a flight attendant for 20 plus years. And so this is the only time that I get to spend a lot of time with my husband and my child, no? So para, well, hindi na siya child, she's 24 years old, but I'm really looking quarantine this way, na spending a lot of time with your family, value it. So it's just another way of looking at what's happening now. It says, as Miss Ida says here, sometimes it's depressing if you are with negative people. That's why I will teach you now how not to be a negatron. Because it's really hard because negativity rubs off to other people easily. So in styling your mind, you have to have support. In designing your thoughts, you need support from a lot of people. In my case, these are my support group, my family, my friends. So whenever I feel negative, I reach out to them through Zoom. So magagaan yung pakiramdam mo. So this is one way we can really neutralize negativity in our life. Yan, so makikita na. So taas nyo yung kamay. Sino ba dito yung mas madalas makipag-Zoom ngayon? Who among you here have more conversations with your family now? Okay, so me, sometimes, okay, me, I do, yes. So, see, they appreciate, di ba, no, Miss Michelle? We tend to reach out to them more kahit malayo sila, even if our parents are living in the province, like my mom is living in the province, we tend to speak to each other more now. We check out one another. Pre-COVID, wala. Only if I need something from her, only if she needs something from me, but that's about it. So what I'm trying to say here, and just like what Coach Randy mentioned a while ago, is that you have to take care of how you think. You have to take care of your mental health. And among the other things that Coach Randy mentioned, I will now focus on that. Probably your question would be, is that even possible? Although a lot of you said yes here, I just want to explain to you what's happening in our body when we entertain negative thoughts. So I'm going to share with you my mobile phone story. So this is a very short story. I just came out from a client meeting, and then it turned out well. So I got so excited, hopped on the grab car, and then closed the door. And then I realized, okay, why isn't that door closing? So I closed it again, and I closed it again. On the third time, the driver said, "Ma'am, can you please check your door? I think something is dangling there. That's why you cannot close it." Lo and behold, when I saw it, it's my cell phone on the pocket of my blazer. So I wasn't focusing at all. I was not focusing on what's happening around me. So when I did cry at once, but when I held my phone, if you can see there, the small picture down below on the left side, the power of my phone is slowly being depleted. You know that feeling when you see it slowly depleting and you want to revive it? That's what's happening to your body when you entertain negative thoughts. It depletes you. It makes you less productive. It makes you a negatron. It affects your body system so much that you cannot function anymore. Sometimes you just freeze. Isipin mo, no, you think, ano ba mangyayari sa akin dito? What's going to happen to me after COVID? I have a lot of friends who lost their jobs. I have a lot of friends who really don't know what to do after this. I, for one, have questions as well as to how do I reinvent myself in times like these. So these are normal thoughts, and I'm not here to tell you to get rid of them, but I'm here to tell you that you can neutralize them. So are you ready, guys, to neutralize it? Please type in yes if you are.
We are ready.
Okay, so may mga nandito, no? Rush reports daw, ang dami, ayan. So if you are ready, I am too. So as I've mentioned a while ago, you need to balance the energy system of your body because you don't want to end up like what happened to my mobile phone, slowly being depleted. So you have to balance the energy system of your body, meaning you have to concentrate on yourself first. I remember during our training as a flight crew before, way back when, please don't ask me what year was that. We were trained to save ourselves first before we can save others. I know a lot of us are leaders in our home, leaders in our company. Most of us are resetting right now. We are resetting our budget, tama? Are we resetting our budget? Yes, no? We are resetting our leadership style as well. When we are, as professionals, we are resetting our leadership style. You might be an aggressive leader, or you might be what do you call it? A driver. You have that driver personality wherein you really don't mind. The feelings of your colleagues as long as they do the job. Perhaps that's your leadership style. But at this time, you reset it, right? How do you reset it? You tend to become what? You tend to become more empathic. It's true what they say. The CEOs now in most companies are now called chief empathic officers. They're no longer chief executive officers because their primary focus right now is the safety of their people. So going back to balancing the energy system of our body, I'm going to share with you the basic recipe of doing so. So it involves 3 rounds. So the first round is what we call the setup round. The setup round is the karate chop. The sequence round is the tapping out of the negative. And the last round would be the suggestion round. Getting excited, guys? Yes, I am. So let's start with the first one. So for the karate chop, as you can see, it is a setup phase. Now, what I want you to do is think of an issue or a negative emotion that you want to get rid of right now. So I'll give you 5 seconds, guys, to do that. Can you think of a negative issue or emotion that you want to get rid of?
I'll do it as well.
Okay. Okay. This is in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. An example would be anxiety, can be fear, can be an issue would be you're scared of your first online presentation or your first time to work from home. The arrangement is quite new to everyone. It can be that. It can be as simple as that. So now that you know, now that you have that issue or emotion, I want you now to quantify it in terms of its impact on your life. From 0 to 10, what is the intensity of it? Okay, 5 seconds to do that. So I'm reading here worrying, anxiety, hesitation, depression. Yes. So 10 being the highest, meaning it's really impacting your life in such a way that you cannot function anymore. Some of you says here 10. Oh my God, 9, 5, 3, 5, 5. Okay, before you do anything, especially to those who mentioned here 10, may I remind you, just to give you a very easy acronym, before you decide on anything, I halt. That's IHALT. Never decide when you are intoxicated. Never decide when you are hungry. Never decide when you are angry. Tama ba? You agree with me? Never decide when you are angry. Never decide when you are lonely. And never decide when you are tired. It's quite alarming because giving yourself a 10 is kind of alarming kasi ibig sabihin nun, it's impacting your life in such a way na you can't function anymore. And we do not want that. Okay? So that's my tip for you before you do anything else. Sabi nga ni Coach Randy kanina, di ba? Maraming depressed. A lot of us are depressed right now. So before you think of doing anything, remember, I halt.
I halt.
Okay?
Noted.
So going back, so the karate chop, I just need you to look at your palm right now. Palm, just the palm, not including the fingers. Focus on the middle of your palm and then turn your palm sideways. Okay, can you do that for me, please? Type in yes if you're already doing it.
Ready.
Yes, yes, good. Okay. You see the soft part in the middle? That is the spot. Okay, so that is the karate chop point. We call it a karate chop point. Bakit kaya? Why do you think? Because when we do a karate chop, this is what we do, right? So this is the karate chop. Now, since you already have that emotion, please remember the intensity because we're going to use that later on. So you have the intensity already. Keep that in mind. Now, what I want you to do is to use all of the rest of your fingers and tap it on the karate chop point. I don't need you to tap it like 20 times, just a few times, maybe 5 to 7 times. And while you are doing this, you have to say this phrase. Can you follow after me? Even though, because this is the formula, even though, let's say your problem phrase is you're scared of your work from home arrangement, for example. Let's have that. Even though I'm scared of having this work from home arrangement, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Did you get it? Can you please type in yes if you do? If you want me to repeat that, I can do so. Okay, yes. So as you're doing it, please say the formula, even though you can even close your eyes. So even though I'm scared with the work from home arrangement, I completely and I deeply accept myself. So you just keep on doing that. Okay, you can put your hands down now. Now, the reason why we're doing this is that you are acknowledging what's bothering you. you are telling your subconscious mind that this is what's bothering me. And that's why it's very important to go on to the next one because you don't want to be hanging on to that, right? You agree? Okay, so may nagre-request lang, ano daw ulit yung I halt? I halt stands for never make a decision when you are intoxicated, when you are hungry, when you are angry, when you are lonely, and when you are tired. Yan.
Also, Mrs. Seth, they're asking if you can show again the karate chop.
Okay, so it's this way. Find that small spot. First, look at your palm. And then right in the middle, put your hand sideways. Para lang makita nyo, I'm putting it this way. The soft part here, use your 3 fingers or 4 fingers, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then tap it several times while saying the phrase, even though, and then your problem phrase. And then the third sentence would be, I deeply and completely love and accept. Good job. You're doing a good job. Okay, so next one, we are going to go to the second one, which is the sequence round. Why is it called the sequence round? Because this is the first location point that you're tapping. We need to tap the rest of the points. And here in my slide, you can see the rest of the points. So the first one would be, so this is the first one, right? The remaining 8 would be this one. It's the point below your eyebrows. You can see it. Yan. Yung kilay po niya, yung baba. So tap that 3 to 5 times, just like how you did it dun sa karate chop. Okay? But now, as you do this, you won't be mentioning the whole sentence, but just the problem phrase. Did you get it? Just the problem phrase. So, oh, it's nice. Oh, I feel a little refreshed now. That's great. That's great, Leonard. So what you're going to do is say, I'm scared of the work from home arrangement while pressing that point. So this is the first one. You just follow.
Does it matter, ma'am, kung right or left?
No, it doesn't. Thank you for that question. So it doesn't. Under the eye. And then you see this bony part here. Just right, dun sa dulo ng eyebrows ninyo, the end of the eyebrows. That's the second one. Okay. The third one would be here. You might look silly. Why? Okay lang naman yan. It's okay. Just don't do this in front of your bosses or when you're in a meeting, di ba? So this one is the third one. Fourth one would be the chin. That's your fourth one. Fifth one would be your collarbone. Okay, collarbone. And then we have under your arm here, just where you know where your bra is, doon naman sa mga gwapo nating ka-quarantiners, kung saan yung nipple line ninyo doon, sa side nun, sa side of your nipple. And the last one would be the top of your head. Just lightly do this. And while you are doing this, what again are you doing? You're repeating the what? Can you type in? I just want to know if everyone's with me. Okay, I love you too, no? Kung sino man ang bilis kasi umakyat. Problem,
Hannah,
yes.
Arman. Okay,
yeah.
problem.
So tama, I feel so happy. Nakuha nyo na. So yes, the problem. So now, that's the sequence, right? So you do that for 7 times, the tapping. Now, don't expect it to be gone right away because this basic recipe, it's a matter of persistence. That's the reason why I ask you to know the intensity so that you'd be able to compare it. So if a while ago it's 10, I hope now it's a 7, probably it's an 8. Don't be too hard on yourself and wish that it goes back to 0 right away. It really takes persistence. Okay, so now let's go to the third step. The third round is what we call the suggestion round. As the term implies, it's suggesting your unconscious mind of what you want to happen. You get me? Okay, so a while ago, you already inputted the negative ones. So we want to input now the positive ones. So how are you going to do that? Doing what you did prior, but this time changing the phrase. Instead of the phrase, you are now going to mention what you want to happen. So what was our example a while ago? Our example was what? It's about being scared of what?
Working from home.
Tama, di ba? Working from home, the arrangement, no? How will I be able to adjust with our family? Ang gulo-gulo sa bahay namin, yung aso namin tumatahol, si Lola, tinatawag ako. So, yun yung example.
Yung mga anak ko umiiyak.
Oh, yung mga anak mo, no? Umiiyak. Everyone's getting my attention. You have to set boundaries and also it's stressing me. What do you want to happen now? So I'll give you time. What do you want to happen now? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm finding, also it says here, solution po, stress-free, how to enjoy working from home, adjust, be productive. Okay, so just put that in a phrase. So I want to be productive, or from now on, I want to be productive. I will set boundaries. I will focus. That's your positive phrase. While doing that, you have to tap your meridian points or your energy points once more. So that's below your eyebrows. Again, the middle, the bony part of your eyebrows, followed by your chin. Oh, I'm not scared with the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared with the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared from the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared from the work from home I'm not scared from the work from home arrangement. So it's as easy as that. And the beauty of this is that you can do it anywhere. You can do it anytime. It's long lasting. The effect is long lasting. So please do so. Practice this. If you need help, if you want me to help you or guide you through this, my email is there. You can contact Miss Irish. My Facebook page is Suzette Shapno. I also have a Suzette Shapno Training and Development Consultant Facebook page. I am more than willing to walk you through and give you other techniques. Okay? So again, just to recap, I want you to style your mind. I want you to design your thoughts. Think positive. Yes, it's a cliche, but there's really a way of doing it, and it starts with how you perceive things. Remember, perception is projection. Whatever you perceive, you project it. So bago ka matawag na negatron, pagbalik mo sa office, ngayon pa lang, meron pa kayong 2 weeks na maging positive, guys. Let's work on it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, get simple, style your mind, focus on what's important, and that is yourself. Thank you, Miss Irish, and I hope everyone
Mrs.
really applies.
Thank you for the tips and tapping away the negativities in our life. Thank
you.
So please stand by for our forum. And now I'll be calling the last speaker for this afternoon. To talk about rebuilding your life after a storm. Our last speaker is the success coach and employee engagement expert, sought after motivational and inspirational speaker, and a partner speaker of Arriba Speakers Bureau. Everyone, let us all welcome Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Hello.
Hello again. Hello again, Sir
How are
Howell.
you? Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, everything. Sobrang galing ng dalawa nating speakers, Miss Irish. Yung reality ng struggles na hinaharap natin through Coach Randy, yung mga tapping away tips ni Coach Suzette, NLP coach, certified in the US. Grabe. And so ngayon naman, we're going to alam mo naman yan. Yun.
I'm sorry, Sir Howell.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so rebuilding your life. See the slide now.
Please. Okay, we're good.
Okay. I'd like to ask you right now, who among you here has been part of the Selfless Leadership Workshop? Anyone? See it. Miss Iris can see it. Okay. Okay, they raised their hand. Miss Reese, ayan. So, sino naman dito yung umay na sa akin? We started very first week of April. Say I. Ayan. But right now, this will be the spring. Oh, well, the first part, selfless leadership, was the foundation of dealing with turbulent times. Now this is the after the storm. We talked about life storms. So who among you here already what a life storm is? Anyone? Say yes if you heard of this. Life storm. We discussed this during the workshop on selfless leadership. For those of you who has no idea what life storms are or what a life storm is, it is anything that interrupts your peace. And we all know that peace is the natural state of our spiritual being. And that without peace, there's chaos. Without peace, there's strife. What happened last night, we all know. The country is divided among each other, fighting against each other. They believe that, well, it's about a network, and you know that. There's no peace. But let's just assume that the storm is gone. Storm, COVID-19, storm, pandemic, storm, ECQ, storm, financial problems, storm, whatever struggles you're having right now. The first thing you need to do, and this is related to what Coach Success, Miss Susette has mentioned about perception. Change your narrative. It's the first step. Change your narrative. Why? Because the truth is, there is bad news and good news. You have lost a lot of things, and there are some good things that are left with you. So what do you need to do? The first thing you need to do, list down the things that you've lost and you've hated about the life storm. I hate the fact that I lost my job. I hate that I am financially drained. I hate that I can't go to Switzerland this month. So whatever it is that you hate, list them down. Because time is not on our side. We only have 20 minutes or so. So this is your homework. When you go home, list down on the left column all the things you hate about what has happened. Everything you've lost. And then the right column, the good news is you're still here. Have you ever rode a jeepney, tapos yung driver lasing, tumira, hindi kulang sa tulog, kaskasero? Have you ever experienced that? I've experienced a lot of bad drivers driving public utility vehicles. So that could be your storm. Yung nagdadasal ka, Lord, mabubuhay pa ba ako? Yeah. The good thing is, from point A to point B, regardless how reckless the driver was, you are here now. You made it to this point in your life. You are alive. Like what one coach has said earlier this month, we made it. Right now, we have so far survived all the previous storms in our life. Why? Because we're breathing. We're living. Now, what do we need to do? How do we change our narrative? Coach Success mentioned about perception is projection. Now, I also have something to say about perception. Let me tell you this. My perception is my truth. Your perception is your truth. All the negative things you've perceived, they are your truth. All the positive things you have perceived, they are your truth. Now, the thing is, where do you focus on? I'm not saying that you deny that that you've lost a lot of things. I'm not saying that you deny that you've lost a loved one, or your job, or your car, or your condo, or anything. I'm not saying that you deny that. What I'm saying is, realistically speaking, yes, it happened. But on the right column of your white paper or yellow paper, something has been left with you. You are left with something. And so what do we do? If you're left with something, manage your expectations. What have you lost? And how much will it cost to rebuild? So what have you lost and how much will it cost to rebuild? It's up to you. You woke up today, good thing. You woke up today. You woke up today, yes, you've lost a lot of things. But what we need to do now is manage our expectations from where I am right now. This is an ideal. How can I move from this point? Let's call this point A to point B. This morning, Ma'am Sally mentioned about pivoting. Do you need to pivot your job? Do you need to pivot your career? Of course, Ma'am Coach Suzette mentioned about changing your budget or your expenses. So how much will it cost? Will it cost you changing your mindset, changing your belief system? How much will it cost to rebuild? Now, a lot of people are good at planning, but they're bad at executing. So let me ask you this. What is your life storm? What have you lost? If you have lost a loved one to COVID-19, what will it take for you to move on? What will it take for you to heal? And I'm telling you this. Forgiveness is a decision, but healing is a process. Nobody heals overnight. It takes time, which is why you have to ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price? Do I need to get out of this belief system? If I believe that I should always be a senior manager and you've lost that job and somebody offered you a senior supervisor, a junior manager position, which pays half what you have been receiving, will you accept it? Manage your expectations. 3, honor your grief. Let me call this. Anybody here excited about Mondays? Raise your hand if you're excited about Mondays. Uy, Monday na. Excited? Ayan, we have 7 people, 8 people raising their hands, excited about Monday. But in general, before COVID-19, we're not excited. We dread Mondays, and we know this. In years of doing this, a lot of people dread Mondays, which is why Mondays are usually the ideal day for seminars, because it breaks the monotony. Honor your grief. Honor the grief that you have. Let me tell you a story. My mother loves us so much. There's 5 in the brood, and my youngest brother at age 5 was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. That's fatal. And then he underwent cycles of chemotherapy. He went into remission, thank God. But at the age of 10, he relapsed. 5 years into treatment, he relapsed. Ibig sabihin, nandun ulit yung cancer. And the last 6 months of my brother's life, 10 years old to 10 and a half years old, he was on his sick bed. And then finally, the angels come to our room and escorted him to heaven. My mother lost her youngest son. For 10 and a half years, my mother was taking care of my youngest brother. Loss. And we are all, my mother's heart was broken into million pieces. Our lives were shattered. No older brother should be burying his youngest brother. No parent should be burying their son. The youngest son, to say the least. But then it happened. So you will ask me, how did we move on? We honored our grief. My nanay and my tatay, we're all heartbroken. We're all asking God, why God? Why did you take our little boy away? But yet, and yet we honored our grief. And I'm sure God understood when he asked him why. And for 1 year, every day, my mom, my nanay, and my tatay would go to the cemetery, and my mother and my nanay and my tatay would cry for an hour, more than an hour, from the day he was buried. For the first year, they would go there, they would cry. But the thing is, on the first week, they would cry, and then when they come back to our home, they would still cry. But on the first month, they would cry, and then when they go back, they just sob a bit. And before the year finishes, they just cry for an hour. But for the rest of the day, they would be productive. So here's what you need to do. Don't wait until you are fully healed. Which is why we should be excited about Monday. Manage how to remain productive while in pain. What's my point? My point was, we are still in that year of grief. And even now, whenever we remember my youngest brother, we still grieve. The pain is still there. Like what I mentioned, forgiveness is a choice. Healing is a process. But the thing is, we remain productive even we're in pain. We're hurting, but we're working. My nanay was crying and depressed, and my tatay was crying and depressed, but they remain to be father and our mother and father who kept on taking care of the 4 other kids. Which is why this is what I used when coaching someone who just lost a child to sickness. A single mom with 3 kids lost a child to sickness, and she still has to keep the job. Otherwise, if she comes to work without performing, she would lose her job. And so I told her this. I understand you're in pain, and I understand the feeling of losing a loved one. And here's what I can do: honor your pain. I'm not telling you to deny your pain. Honor your pain. So it's a one-on-one coaching. I told her during lunch break, go to your nook, a place of a sanctuary, a place where you can light a candle, look at your kid's picture, cry for an hour during lunch break, and then return to work. It saved her work eventually. And the crying emptied herself of pain and anger, and she started to heal. Is she fully healed? I don't know. She may never fully heal, but she is better. Why? Because we can all be productive while in pain. So I told you, be excited about Monday. And what is Monday? M-O-N, day. Move on na day. Monday. Move on na day. Iniwan ka ng jowa mo, let this be your Monday. Move on na day. Nawalan ka ng trabaho, it's your Monday. Move on na day. Let every day be Monday. Move and work even when you're in pain. Raise your hand if you're in pain right now. I am in pain. So if you believe that you're also in pain, raise your hand. And I'm telling you this, I feel you. I understand you. We're all in pain. And it's okay. We can be in pain and we can be productive. There's this one movie I watched when I was a teenager. And Gina Davis, her character at least, mentioned, we're all broken, but let the less broken take care of the more broken. So let's take care of each other. Number 3, rebuild from within. We thank Coach Randy for telling us that, yes, struggle is real, and we need to be creative, build a billiard table, play darts, cook healthy food. Mom Susette taught us shortcuts, techniques to move out and to brush off negativity. Now, let's rebuild from within. Like what I mentioned, it's not joy. It's not pain. That is the natural state of our spirit. The natural state of our spiritual being is peace, like a calm ocean or sea or water or river or pond. That's our natural state. The natural state is calm, which is why even if you're 60 days into seclusion with no one to talk to, you can still be at peace. You can still be sane because you are strong within. So build emotional resilience. For those of you who are familiar with the workshop I conducted, the webinar on selfless leadership, I told you to arise. Why? Because last night alone, even this morning, early this morning, and late lunch, we see people, ex-friends, blocking each other, hating on each other because they stand on different polars of belief system about a network closing. So I always tell them, and like what I posted this morning, diet. Don't raise your voice. Strengthen your case. Some people would say, let's all be angry, let's all cry foul, that's emotional. And like what Mom Susette mentioned, I hug. Don't make decisions when you are emotionally charged, which is why peace is the natural state of our spiritual being. When you're at peace, you're above all kinds of overwhelming emotions, you are resilient. No bashing can destroy you. No criticism will hamper you from achieving success. And no negative thoughts will put you down. Self-governance. We know that some people during this COVID-19 pandemic, binigyan ng 8,000, pinambili ng droga. Binigyan ng 8,000, nag-inuman. Binigyan ng 8,000, nagsugal, nagsabong. They went out, etc. Why do we need to rely on the government to discipline us? There's no need for outside governance if we are self-governing. Govern yourself. Govern your thoughts. Discipline yourself. Because at the end of the day, we may all be filled with knowledge and wisdom, but the only person you can really change is yourself. Self-governance. Single-mindedness. We can all get out of the tunnel. From point A to point B, we're some are asking, is it dawn already? No, it's still midnight. Because we don't know if it will be done by May 16. And I'm telling you this, on May 16, I will even tell my kids never to go out, even if it will be a GCQ. Why? Because we have to govern ourselves. Next, reconnect with your passion. Life is short. You felt like singing, sing. You felt like dancing, dance. Tomorrow may be too late. And if your passion is designing clothes or cooking root crops, go for it. Connect with your passion. As a child, what made you happy? Be purposeful, be joyful, meaningful. As a child, what really made me happy, and Miss Irish knows this, is that whenever we have vacation, I would gather all my neighbors and teach them and tutor them about math or science or English or Filipino. I was 7 years old, 8 years old, 12, up to 16 years old. Every summer, I would teach my neighbors while playing and coach them about their academic needs. Be meaningful. So ask yourself now, what will make you feel joyful? Get in touch with that. To some, it's sewing clothes. To some, it's cooking, recycling adobo into buffalo wings. We know that, Miss Iris, right? Be meaningful. Connect with your passion. Why? Because remember this, a happy employee is a productive employee. Therefore, a happy person is a productive person. But you will never be happy if you will never be purposeful, joyful, or passionate, which is why passion is important nowadays. And lastly, strengthen your support system. Remember this. You can quote me. Everybody, can we all read this? Sabay-sabay? Trees stand alone.
Bamboos stand together.
Growing up in Lukban, Quezon, God bless my parents and the bayan ng Lukban, I was privileged to go to our farm at the foot of Mount Banahaw every Saturday. We'd go there. And every after storm, you will see, puno ng avocado, ang laki-laki na buhal. Puno ng santol, ang laki-laki, bali yung mga sanga. But always, 100%, you will see the bamboos. They're just dancing. They're just swaying. They're not afraid of the storm. Why? Because they stand together. Right now, because of ECQ, we're not standing together. My brother and his family is in Virginia. My sister and her family is in Texas. My parents and my youngest sister and her family is in Quezon. My kids, my daughter is in the US, and my youngest son is somewhere in the valley. I am here in BGC. For how long? Since March 15. Alone. But why am I at peace? Because I'm not a tree that stands alone. I'm a bamboo that stands with my family. And you will tell me, how can you stand with your family when you're alone? Why? Because we have Messenger. That's how we do it. And then our last conversation, my kuya said, "O ano, kumusta ba? Kaya pa ba? Andito lang kami." And then I told my brother, "Kuya," and my sister, let parents kaya pa. My parents still want to bring their lukban kinulob and transport it I'm not sure kung via Grab. Dito why? Because we stand together. We may not be physically standing together, but we can stand together virtually. Strengthen your support system. Establish your roots deeper. Okay? And when you, as a human being, establish deeper roots, you will have stronger will. You know why? Let me tell you this. You can do it. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Mabuhay, Sir Howell. Thank you so much. So thank you for inspiring us and for the motivation that you have gave us. And of course, if I may share, sir, we know that you're alone. You're alone. But you are indeed a blessing to Arriva for moderating our everyday e-learnings, for helping us and for supporting this advocacy of Arriva Academy. With that, thank you so much, sir.
You know what, Miss Irish? It's a pleasure. Like what I mentioned to you, at age 7 to 16, I was doing this. This is my passion.
Thank you so much, sir. But you know the drill, so I'll be asking you to stand by because we will be having a quick break. But before that, let us first greet our birthday celebrants today who are joining us. They are Rayleigh Macaraig and Jersey Branya. So happy birthday! Happy birthday! And now, guys, please stay tuned because we will be right back. We'll just have a few minutes of break.
Every coffee needs a lotus.
Okay, and we're back. Welcome back, everyone. So before we call on our other two coaches and speakers, I'd like to share this with you guys. We have came up with HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. This is a live webinar series for us. In Arriva, we believe that learning should never stop. So even if we're in quarantine, we are here supporting you, still giving free e-learning sessions to our participants as a way of our giving back to the society and to our professionals and clients. And with that, we also have our partnership with Bayanihan Act 2020 and Bayan ng Mahayhay. So we're asking for your donations, for your help. We're asking for your help to help others also. The beneficiaries of this program, the donors of this program, will be the fourth class and fifth class communities in the Bayan of Mahayhay. So with that, please help us help others. So start to learn and share. Start to click and donate. For details, please click the link below. Okay? And moving on, we would like to acknowledge as well our participants from out of town. And they are from Aklan, Angeles City, Bacolod City, thank you for joining us. Bacoor, Cavite, Baguio City, Batangas City, Butuan City. Let us know also where are you from so we can greet you. Cagayan de Oro City, Calasiao, Pangasinan, Capas, Tarlac, Castillejo, Zambales, Cebu City, City of San Fernando, La Union, City of Pampanga, Dagupan City, Davao City, Dumaguete City, General Santos City, Laguna, Lapu-Lapu, Cebu City, Lucena City, Malolos, Bulacan, Reyna Mercedes, Isabela, Tuguegarao City, Zamboanga City. And also, I would like to say hi to Miss Beverly Pagaling from Capas Tarlac, Mitch, Faith, Love, Hope, Joy, an FB Live viewer from San Fernando, Pampanga, and Visa Jane from Antipolo. And also, I would like to acknowledge the participants from Tourism Promotions Board. Michael Malonda, he's also with us today. So let's move on to our question and answer portion. May we call on now Mrs. Seth Shabno and Coach Randy Esguerra. Hello again, Mrs. Seth.
Hello. Hello.
May success!
Co-quarantiners, hello. My co-panelists, hello. Kumusta ulit? Parang tagal natin din nagkita, no?
We miss you. Parang meron tayong convention online.
Yeah.
Diba? Okay, let's start the question. So type in your questions now. For Zoom participants, please type in your questions at the Q&A box below. For Zoom live questions, please click the raise hand button to notify the administrator and we can acknowledge you and ask your questions live. For Facebook live viewers, type in your questions at the comment box. Okay? Let us see the questions now. So I'll be reading the present questions that we got from our participants. So for the first question from Jovel Gostillo, what would be the possible solutions and how or way to lessen our problems in terms of leadership? Sir Howell, you can, I'm sorry, Coach Randy first.
Leadership, depending on what kind of leader you are, but the most important thing, I guess, when it comes to leadership, and Sir Howell and Coach Suzette will also tell you that it's always about protecting your core, your group. It starts from there. You have your core team, which is your team, your department, your small circle, and the leader is always the person who is expected to protect the flock. He's always the person who's expected to defend them. But unfortunately, the alpha, which is the lion or whatever species that is, cannot always protect everyone. Sometimes they're vulnerable. So sometimes also being a leader means you need to be open to vulnerability, because vulnerability eventually leads to creation. It leads to courage. So it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be weak, but also at the same time, you need to be weak together so that you can be creative and be strong together. And it starts from your circle, your core, and then you start growing that circle until more and more people understand that and they want to be part of that circle, and you become inspiring. That's the beginning of inspiration. It's not always about speaking. It's not always about rhetoric. It's about understanding that I'm here for you. I want you to be successful, and people want to be successful with you too. They support you.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Mrs. Seth, your thoughts on this?
Okay, same as what Coach Randy has mentioned, of course. All yeses to all the things that Coach Randy said. And it all boils down to your internal representations. Ano ba yung iniisip mo? Paano ka ba maging magaling na leader? It all boils down to that. So yes, that's it.
Sir Howell.
Leadership, no?
Mm-hmm. What would be the possible solutions or way to lessen our problem in terms of leadership as a leader?
Ang problema usually yung leader eh. Umayos ka. That's my answer. Be a selfless leader. Yun ang sagot natin ha. So, para sa ating lahat, let's be selfless. Kasi we're sometimes selfish. So that's the 80% of leadership problem is about the character of the leader. That's about it. 20% skills.
Okay, so let's move in from our Zoom participants question. From Genevieve Octaviano, how will you deal with a very irritable person in your office who cause you stress at times?
Okay, is that going to be me?
Sure, ma'am.
Is that going to be me? Okay, so how will you deal with a very irritable person? I really don't know what kind of situation you're in, whether or not you have your level of relationship with the other person. But if she's a close friend of yours and he or she is irritable, it's your responsibility to educate her. Of course, educate her in a respectful way. First, you listen. Bakit ba siya naiirita? And then after you listen, you talk to her and make her realize what's the effect of his or her behavior. It's not necessary that it comes from us. It has to come from the other person. Diba ganun tayo minsan? So, okay, naiirita ka. Okay, you're irritated. Bakit? And how does that affect you? Ay, grabe. So, buong araw, ganito ako. Nakasimangot ako buong araw. Lahat sinisigawan ko. And make them realize, how does that affect you? How does that affect your family? You know, in the end, they'll be the one to, they are the ones who will see that negativity, irritability is causing more harm to them. So sila na mismo, wag kang mag-alala, sila mismo ang hihinto sa pagiging irritable nila. And who caused your stress at times? So yun na. I hope you answered your question, Genevieve. So yun lang yun. Be empathic kasi ngayon ng COVID, 'di ba? Marami talagang irritableng tao. I'm one of them. Sometimes I lose it. Especially we are on our what? Third, ilan na ba? Hindi ko na more than a month. 2 months na. Kami dito sa bahay, tatatlo lang kami, pero alam namin yung mga trigger points. So we remind each other. Okay? So case in point, kung ang trigger point ng isa ay hindi mo pinapatay ang ilaw, i-remind mo yung isa na, patayin mo yung ilaw bago ka umakyat. So just do the same thing with that irritable person. Help him or her, make her realize the effect it has on herself, and then make her realize the solution for it. Manggagaling sa kanya yun. That's my answer to your question, Genevieve.
Okay, how about you, Coach Randy?
It's funny, no? Meron tayong mga nakakasama na sometimes can cause irritation, and we don't know if we irritate others as well. So baka tayo rin ang iritasyon. Nakakatuwa ang pinost ng ating co-speaker na si Sir Boom San Agustin kanina lang. He said, pag pinoblema mo yung problema mo, dalawa na problema mo. Right? So the question is, number one, how is that person affecting you? Do they have to affect you? We always get this in our seminars. People always say, yung office mate ko tamad, office mate ko nagge-games lang, office mate ko irritable. Pero the question is, do they need to affect you? Kailangan mo bang maapektuhan o dinadagdagan mo lang yung problema mo? That's number one. Baka hindi mo na kailangan problemahin kasi problema niya yun eh. And you don't have to be irritated by that. Now, the next question is, what if that person is close to you and nakakasalamuha mo sa araw-araw, and may yun, katulad ng sabi ni Coach Suzette, may reason kung bakit siya ganyan. So, tingnan mo, ano yung trigger point niya, ano yung nagiging cause nun, and try to understand where does it come from, anong pinaghuhugutan niya, saan siya galing, and maybe, hindi malayo na itong taong to ay nakakairita rin sa iba. Right? Hindi lang ikaw. Maaaring hindi na dapat maapektuhan ka, pero baka nakaka-apektuhan din ng iba. So, if not for telling them, educating them, show them. Show them the right way. And they won't be that forever. I don't think they're gonna be that forever unless it's given the right situation, the right the right environment, this person will eventually, calm down and taper down. So, ipakita mo yung tama din. Other than saying it, create that environment to make that person less temperable.
Okay. How about you, Sir Howell?
Ayan, ang ganda ng sagot ni Coach Suzette at ni Coach Randy. Ano? So I'd like to refer to the post I made earlier, maybe March 17 or so on my Facebook. Ang daming taong galit eh. Away-away, disrespectful. So I always believe in this mantra, and you can believe this in this mantra too. How you treat me is your karma. How I respond is mine. Kung binastos mo ako, ikaw yung bastos. Ako, respectful pa rin. Kung nanigaw ka, ikaw yung galit. Ako, kalmado pa rin. Kung ipinahiya mo ako, ikaw yung walang hiya. Ako, may modo pa rin. So, here, if people treat you and you become reactive, then they can drag you anywhere they want. It's like you putting a leash on your neck and then giving the end of that leash to one person, drag me wherever you want me to go. And if that person drags you to happiness, then that person can make you happy. If that person drags you to joy, that person, however, most of the people would drag you down the ditch. And they would make you feel irritated, angry, and hateful. Therefore, my point is, I will never even be on a leash. And you can do whatever you want. How you treat me is a projection of who you are. How I reply to you is a projection of who I am.
I agree to that. So before we move on to our next question, I'd like to read lang a sharing from our participants with regards to a prior question from Divina Pedro. A leader should learn to adjust his style depending on people he leads. And with Divina Aguilar naman, I agree po sa sinabi niyo, Coach Howell. 70% character, 30% skill. Hindi mo masasabing good leader kung pangit naman yung ugali. So, thank you so much. So, for our next question, what has a great weight of a good leader? Highly intellectual or people-oriented? More emphatic. This question is from Juana Leonora Melodias. What has a great weight of a good leader? Highly intellectual or people-oriented or more emphatic? Let's start with Sir Howell.
Okay. So ngayon, sa panahong ito ang daming intellectual. 50 million of Filipinos are virologists, microbiologists, volcanologists. Why? Because we can be intellectual by Googling. What I know, you can easily Google. Therefore, yes, given na yung intellectual, but if you're proud and arrogant, I'm sorry, you cannot connect with the people you lead. Which is why, for me, what's more important than intellectual is your intention. Why? Ma'am Suzette, do you remember? Your intention will influence your action. Which is why a leader should have good intentions. They decide not for selfish gain. They decide for the wellness and safety and health of the people they lead.
This is it?
Okay. My answer to this is a balance. It should be a balance between intellect and empathy. Because no matter how intelligent you are, if you are not empathic, then you cannot expect your people to follow you. Especially at this time, I agree with Sir Howell. Emotional lahat ng tao ngayon. Konting sabihin lang ng leader mo na may misinterpret. Konting hindi lang binigay yung gusto nila, whether it be money, whether it be going back to work at once. No matter how you intelligently explain why you can't do that, they won't understand if first and foremost, you do not show that you are empathizing with them. So it's really a balance between intellect and empathy. Yan ang stand ko dyan, Miss Irish.
Thank you, Coach Randy.
It's always what we say sa ating mga coaching sessions. No matter how good your advice is, no matter how smart you are, when you start opening your mouth and talk to people, especially your subordinates, whatever good advice or order you give them, it's useless when your relationship sucks. It's still it begins with relationships, and we can admire people because of their intellect, but remember, some of the greatest dictators of our time are also very smart people. No, the most horrible people in history are very smart people, too smart enough to the fact that they forgot about people. And let that be a reminder to all of us. And it starts with people first. Especially as a democracy, it's very important to understand na mauuna ang mga tao bago ang talino mo. And ang talino mo ay ginagamit para sa kabutihan ng mga tao. That's what it's for. But if your intelligence is not for the good of everyone else, your intelligence is useless.
Okay. So aside from leadership, let's move on to another question. This is a present question from Eugeline Valencia. Please suggest ways to debrief employees who will be soon be reporting for work from full-time work from home setup to alternate flexi setup, considering we are locked for almost 2 months. So I believe this is an HR participant. Sir Howell?
Yes, I was privileged to be a moderator to all our international and local speakers, and they all agree. It's like them singing in unison. Let there be a debriefing. All of them, from the day one that I moderated this webinar, whether they are from the U.S. or Australia or Italy or Philippines, or in some parts of Asia such as Singapore, they always say one thing: when they come together, debrief. Debrief, which means ask them how did they cope with the COVID-19 pandemic, how did they manage to survive, and how they can work together, and then tell them of the new normal. Tell them that this is how we will be operating: 1 seat apart, 1.5 meters apart. There will be no more food. Just by debriefing and making them reconnect, like what I mentioned during the selfless leadership, connect before you charge. Make sure that you see your people, you feel your people, and you love your people. And when you tell them something, they will openly embrace and accept everything that you will set as part of the new rule, the new game, and the new policies of the organization.
Okay, Mrs. Seth, your take on this?
Yeah, so I am all with the debriefing and all that stuff. It's very important. But my recommendation, I was talking to one of my clients right now, and we are really struggling on how she would cascade the information that she cannot entertain all of them. No, she cannot manage anymore to let everyone go to work. So yun yung problema talaga ngayon, lalo na ng mga SMEs leaders natin, di ba? So I'm all for the debriefing, but it would really help a lot if you give them get back to work letter first. So before the debriefing, bigyan naman natin sila ng personalized going back to work letter. Maganda, kumalit ka lang naman na kumpanya, sign mo, personally sign, di ba? Sabihin lang sa kanila na how you're excited to work with them again. Kasi full of negativity ang mga tao ngayon and pangamba. No, safe ba yan? And secondly we should be focusing on safety. Pagbalik nila, we have to assure them guidelines. Sabi ko nga, I'm all for the debriefing, pero ang number one natin sa debriefing natin would be assuring them that they are safe. That they will be properly equipped, that they will be given face shields, PPEs, or what have you. And then the rest will follow. Bagong guidelines natin, the words that we hear now is the new normal. We've been using that actually even pre-COVID. Yun nga yung kaganda, no? Yung isang client ko that has been our mantra, new normal, even before the COVID happened. Now that it's we just have to refocus it. It's still motivating them doon sa new normal. Iibahin lang natin. There's a lot of things going on talaga when people go back to work. But number one, send a get back to work letter, personalized. And secondly, focus on safety first. Make sure that your employees feel safe going back to work. So two things.
Okay, Coach Randy.
Like what Suzette said, two steps. Number one, ease it in. Ibig sabihin, wag mong biglain. It has to be a gradual process. That's why you need to start giving them feelers para nakikita na nila yung adjustments na pwedeng mangyari. Pero a very important aspect in every type of instruction, memorandum, executive order, whatever have you, is the rationale. Bakit ba ginagawa ito? And I think that's what's missing with a lot of what leaders lack. They tell people do this, do that, but people don't understand why am I doing this. They know what to do, they know how to do it, but the problem is they don't know why they're doing it. So put emphasis on that. So that's number one. Ease it in, unti-unti. Number two, give them the rationale. Why is this happening? But the most important part of the rationale is that you have to attach the message that the reason why we're doing this is we're doing this for you. We care for you, and this is for your safety, this is for your health, this is for everyone's safety, para people can rally behind that message. People don't rally behind the order, people rally behind the rationale, people rally behind the motivation. Why are we doing this? At yun ang sinusunod nila. Kasi nagiging emotional, hindi lang siya intellectual yung order, nagiging emotional na. So, meron ng pagkilos kapag meron ng emotion.
Okay, thank you. We have a question from FB Live. Ms. Mirasol de Maranan, what can you advise for the leaders who are afraid of change? Thanks.
Kumare ko yan. Maring Lala, kumusta na? Taga Mendez, Cavite.
Go ahead, Sir Howell.
Fear. Well, I mentioned about fear. Make fear your friend. Kasi if fear is so big and undefined and unknown, it will overcome you. It will devour you, and you will be paralyzed, and you will be immobilized. You can never, ever make a decision or move your feet a step away from where you are right now. Which is why leaders need to be courageous. Now, make fear your friend. For example, August 20, there was an announcement about DepEd that we will be sending our kids to school August 24. Now, fear is my friend. Because fear told me, Howell, if you will let Buboy go to school, chances are he would be getting COVID and he will infect the rest of the household. So at that moment, I posted something at the Manila Bulletin Facebook page and at GMA News Team, and there were hundreds and hundreds of care and love emoticons. They believed in. Why? Because fear can be your friend. So, Maring Lala, fear is not a bad thing. Make fear your friend. If you fear for the people you love and your congregation and your school and your students, you will make a decision that is not only realistically proven to be helping and protecting your people, it will also be something that will preserve the integrity of your school in the years to come.
Okay. Coach Randy.
The thing about fear and change is that it's exactly what Howell said. Sometimes there are things that don't have to change. Hindi naman lahat ng bagay kailangan magbago. There are things that could remain the same. And sometimes fear can be good because it's preservation. And there are things that need to change, but there are things that need to be preserved. What are they? Values, culture, heritage, history. And if you mow down a hero statue or the House of Rizal, I mean, it's development, but you trashed on something that needed to be preserved. So understand what is causing that fear. And change is not always good, but it is inherently good for some situations, especially for development's sake and technology and moving forward. Now, siguro the best way, if this is your boss or someone close to you who's afraid of change, they're afraid of the other side. The other side is what they're afraid of. What will happen if? So what we do in our seminars, we teach people a technique. It's called brain technique. Benefits, risks, and very important, alternatives. If you can't change, what are your alternatives? And then letter I is called intuition. What is your intuition telling you? Kinakabahan ako dito. I don't feel good about this. Sometimes intuition is very good, especially for women. And very importantly is the letter N. N is all about what happens if I do nothing. If I stay the same, if I don't change, what will happen? Make a list. Kasi right now, you're second guessing, will I change or not? But if you create a list, then maybe that's a good guide for you to know if you need to move on or stay put.
Okay, this is it.
Okay, I agree with what Sir Howell and Coach Randy mentioned. Fear. What is fear ba? Fear is false events appearing real. Diba? Hindi naman pa siya nangyayari. Kinatatakutan mo na hindi pa siya nangyayari. So, I agree with Coach Randy. Get the root cause. What is causing this leader? Bakit ayaw niyang mag-change? Bakit ayaw niyang baguhin ang mga bagay-bagay? And then, I wanna also share with you WIIFM. That's not a radio station, ladies and gentlemen. It only means what's in it for me. Tell your leader what's in it for him if you change. What's in it for him if you do rotations. What's in it for him if we change the business strategy. You have to be brave also, lalo na if you see that your leader is already stagnant or freezing. Kasi maraming leaders na gano'n na lahat naman tayo, wala naman nag-prepare for this. So, intindihin natin yung mga leaders din na gano'n, that they don't wanna change anything. Basta ako, ito yung business model ko, let's stick to it. Ikaw na nakakaalam, ikaw na mas alam mo ang benefits, will have the responsibility to share that with your boss. So, tell your boss, what's in it for him? If we do this business model, online na lahat ngayon, sir. Paghihintayin pa natin mag-open, lahat, wala na yung negosyo natin. So you see, you just tell them what's in it for them. I hope we answered your question.
Thank you. So before I read another question, let me share with you an advice from Ms. Monina Kadpagan. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way to his or her subordinates. Thank you for that. Another one from Oliver Pertus. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. Okay, next question. If we will go back to our office after the ECQ, what are the possible topics that I should include for our mental health orientation for the new normal scheme? This question is from Jomelyn Dabu. Sir Howell?
For mental health, be sure that the people you will get to talk about it are like Dr. Randy Deliosa, who is a psychiatrist. But if you need motivation, here is a plethora of people who can do that. But on the clinical side of psychiatry, I suggest that you get someone who is PRC licensed and accredited to do and touch on the sensitive clinical issues about mental health. But if you just need is somebody to pep them up and practical things that they can already immediately apply. So that's what you need to focus on. What's stopping them, and then how can they move on, and what you can do as an organization to empower them so that they can be mobilized. So things like that are my suggestions.
This is it.
Okay. So I just love how mental health, the stigma on mental health is slowly disappearing. Because in my time, when you say mental health, oh my God, may mental health problem yan. May ganyan yan, may ganyan. But now, I'm really so happy because a lot of people are talking about that now. It's not a stigma anymore. If you say that I have mental health issues, hindi ka na makikita na ganon. No? So, yun lang yung gusto kong i-share na mabuti at naalis na yung stigma na yun. So in terms of if that's the thing that you want to focus on, again, it all boils down to what I discussed a while ago. Positivity is really very important. When you call your people back to work, you have to help them be positive on a lot of things because a lot of things will change. And if early on, wala na sila noon, negativity na lahat, it rubs off to everyone. Mahihirapan ka na i-motivate yung mga tao mo. So that's my advice. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
Kung meron pong seminar sa inyo, sama po kami. Sama niyo po kami dyan. I love what our coaches said. True. Number one, it has to be clinical. Kasi the problem with depression is everyone claims they're depressed. Pero the thing about depression and anxiety, it has to be diagnosed. Kasi kung hindi siya diagnosed, nagfi-feeling ka lang eh. So you don't have a clear picture of what you're actually going through.
You're just assuming.
You're assuming or nakikiride ka lang na nakikidepress ka lang, no? But if you go in the deep end of depression, you don't know how it feels. It's a horrible place to be. It's the darkest place in the world. I'll tell you that. Now, my suggestion is this: the last month of 2019, kami ni na Miss Irish, we did a series of seminars para sa mga companies who are scared of the future. Natatakot sila na baka mawalan silang trabaho, natatakot sila na magsara yung kumpanya, natatakot sila na baka sila susunod na ma-retrench because of what's happening. And COVID-19 is just one of them. The economy is another factor. So maraming bagay na nakaka-cause ng takot. So what we tried to do, what we suggested, and what we did for them in the last couple of months was training. We called it Spartan training. 4 na series na training. Bakit? Heart, mind, body, spirit. So kung magko-conduct kayo ng training sa company niyo, my suggestion is heart, mind, body, spirit. All aspects of being prepared for what's going to happen. And the mind is about understanding the business, understanding bakit nga ba nangyayari to at anong pwedeng gawin at anong mako-contribute ko. The heart is the clinical part, the how to understand depression and what happens during depression from people who are certified, who well known for that, no, talagang may kaalaman, no, that don't just get that from everyone else. But also yung body, so you can do your team building, whatever that is, and the spirit. You can also connect with someone spiritual who can guide you through that aspect. So kailangan holistic siya. Hindi lang pwedeng isang side lang ng depression or fear.
Okay, thank you. So this question is from Ms. Aida. This is interesting. What will one do to have a peace of mind when knowing that you are financially drained during to this lockdown and the bills are piling up? Let's start with Mrs. Ed.
We're on the same boat, guys. As I've said a while ago, nobody was able to prepare for this. You made purchases na akala mo may pagkukuhanan ka pero wala. You weren't able to save because, or you might have saved a little, but then a family member got sick, for example. So, hindi ka nag-iisa. Lahat tayo were on the same boat. So, how are you now going to deal with that? First, accept it. Huwag kang mag-escape. Kasi yung iba, no, magne-Netflix na lang buong araw. Hintayin nila, total, meron namang 60-day extension ng mga credit card. Eh. Okay lang kasi may 60-day extension naman ng mga renta sa bahay. But now is the time to really take action. Yes, it's okay to be sad. You acknowledge it. Yung sinasabi ko sa discussion ko, you have to acknowledge the negativities, pa-process yan ng mind mo, but you have to take action. So, ngayon pa lang, iisipin mo na kailangan ko bang ibenta yung mga bagay na hindi ko na kailangan sa bahay. We can do that. So, you have to take action. Hindi pwedeng ngayon ang escapism kung tawagin nila. You have to face it. So, number 1, face it, how do you face it? Tignan nyo, lista nyo talaga kung ano yung mga kailangan yung bayaran, paano natin ito mababayaran. Of course, last naman natin dyan lagi yung manghihiram ka, di ba? Yun naman ang huli natin dyan. So now you have all the time to manage your resources, look at the things that you can sell, look at the skills that you can offer so you can get money out of it. Diba? Ganun lang yun. You have to reinvent yourself. If you are a speaker and for example, a speaker ka, trainer ka, paano mo makukuha yung earnings mo before you go online? Kung ikaw ay restaurant, how would you be able to adapt? Paano na yung budgeting mo? Mag-isip ka kung sarado ang restaurant, online na rin yan. Magiging parang grocery ka. I have clients that did that. From restaurant, naging online grocery store sila. So, those are the things that you can do. Now is really the time to reinvent yourself, which I would like to take this opportunity to invite everyone for my talk on May 18 about reinventing yourself, how to pivot, learn, and improve. So,
yes, it's a free e-learning session from Mrs. Shapno. Sir Howell?
Galing talaga. Na-miss ko na yung mga yung negosyo ni Ma'am Suset, di ba? Yung katapat ni Piolo Pascual. Bukas na ba yun? Yung mga Turks mo? Bukas.
Yeah, I have one. It's Platter Wraps. It's
Platter Wraps,
that it's available in all SM outlets.
Additional advertisement.
Everyone
yan ang pagpipivot.
Pipivot talagang will offer online. Yun nga. So yun na, dun sa nagtanong kanina, sorry to cut you off, Sir Howell, yung nagtanong kanina dun sa leader na ayaw mag-change.
Oo.
Di ba, paano yun? Di wala ka ng benta. Anyway, sige, Sir Howell.
Totoo yun. Tama. Kasi, for example, yung sabi ko kanina, reconnect with your passion, baka pagkakakitaan mo na ngayon
the skills.
In Lucban, Quezon, ewan ko kung saan hindi na uubos ang pera ng mga kababayan ko. Kasi I'm part of this group of taga Lucban, Quezon. Buhay na buhay. Yung mga home-cooked meals.
Yeah.
And, so, nakita ko na just revisit your passion. I always say that the world rewards excellence. Kung ikaw yung may pinakamasarap na marhuya, that could be your ticket to new money coming in.
Right.
Kung ikaw yung pinakamagaling magluto ng empanada, that could be your new opening for money to come in. Revisit your passion. That's my take on it. And if for example, I'm sorry, a friend of mine, TJ Clariza, shout out to Sir Howell Mabalot, kindly ask what we can do as SMEs to adjust after COVID pandemic. Ito na ngayon yung pivot. Ang sarap ng kape, ito, shameless plugging. Kapeng Barako ng Batangas, hanapin nyo si TJ Clariza, nagdi-deliver po siya. Pivot. Yan. Galing, Ma'am Suset. Gusto ko yung pivot na yan.
And also, ang sarap daw po ng fruits sa likod nyo, Sir Howell, from Coach Bernard Marquez.
Alam mo, ito, sa baba ng, di ba nakarating ka na dito? Huwag mo lang sabihin ko anong building to, madam. Sa baba, may mga kakilala silang mga taga-probinsyang nagdadala ng mga produce nila. Binibenta sa murang halaga. Natutulungan ng magsasaka, nakakakain kami ng sariwang prutas. So, pivot pa rin. Ang galing nyo.
Thank you, Sir Howell. Coach Randy?
Suset, pautang po.
Sabi ko, we're on the same boat, di ba?
Okay. Hindi, mas malaki yung boat mo eh. So, saka gold yung boat mo. Anyway, a Chinese friend of mine said, kami ay nag-aaral. Sila daw mga Chinese, sabi niya, kami ay nag-aaral para magnegosyo. Tayo daw nag-aaral para maging empleyado.
Tama.
So, ang nangyayari kasi is yung mindset natin hindi gulong-gulo tuloy tayo at this moment na wala yung employer and employment. Samantalang yung iba, innate na sa kanila yung pagiging entrepreneur. At natutuwa ako sa mga taon.
I think we lost the connection from Coach Randy. Okay. So let's just move on to our next question, our last question. While we're waiting for Coach Randy. Okay. How do we, this question is from an anonymous attendee. How do we encourage and engage colleagues that are usually detached with the rest of the team? Probably this is going back to work.
So,
Sir Howell?
Okay.
Ma'am Suzette, na-discuss natin to, yung detached, yung naalala mo yung sa selfless leader, yung ayaw niyang, so tatanungin mo, gusto mo bang, bakit ka detached? Ayaw mo ba? Hindi mo ba alam ang gagawin? Wala ka bang technology? So it could be attitudinal, it could be skills issues or knowledge issues, character issues. So ask, and at least empower the person. So, and this is a very important question you can ask. This morning, Ma'am Sally mentioned about beautiful questions, a book about beautiful questions. What you can ask yourself is, what will it take for you to work well with your colleagues? And the answer, when you ask the person that question, the answer will be coming from the person herself. So again, the secret here is, and the open secret here is converse. Have an intimate conversation about how they feel, about what will work and what will not work. And when you make that, like what I mentioned, connect before you charge, you see them, you feel them, and you assure them so that they will be integrated fully into the working system, like a clockwork.
Okay, so Coach Randy is back. So the question, Coach Randy, how do we encourage and engage colleagues that are usually detached with the rest of the team?
Well, why are they detached? May mga tao talagang detached. When I had that talk last January about leadership, one very important thing is this. Ang personality mo pala ay sumusunod sa isang klase ng personality din. So may mga tao na detached for a reason. They're not very outgoing, they're very introverted. So iba yung approach para sa kanya. And hindi mo siya maaasahang sumama sa outing, hindi mo siya maaasahang sumama sa company dinners and all of that, no. It's just their nature. You need to respect that. And try to see what is that thing that connects with them. Ano yung sabi nga ni Ma'am Suzette kanina is trigger points niya. It's probably that conversation that Howell was talking about, and it's one-on-one. You can't do it in public. It has to be intimate. It has to be personal with that person. Kasi nga, hindi siya socially attached. So, meron siyang connection. And minsan, what I learned is that introverted people are more drawn to extroverts. Ulitin ko, no? Introverted people respect extroverts. And that might be your people skills working for them, but it has to be an intimate conversation. It has to be personal, and again, it has to be relational.
Thank you, Mrs. Seth.
Okay, so there's a wide range of meaning when you talk about detaching. So maraming klase kasi detached in what way? We are talking about introverts and all, and consider them being detached. Well, that's one. But we have to fully understand the person first. Unang-una, tanungin muna natin yung sarili natin, di ba? Why did we consider that person being detached? Para sa iyo ba, bakit mo siya ni-label agad na, etong taong to detached? You have, before we can say that to a person, you have to understand first, bakit kaya hindi ito umiimik? Kasi that's a problem rin minsan, di ba lalo sa panahon ngayon, nung panahon namin, pag magulo ang bata, sabi mo, ang gulo-gulo mo. Ano ba, ang hirap po mag-concentrate. Ngayon, dahil sa daming label, anong sinasabi natin pag magulo ang bata, pag hindi makapag-concentrate, ano yung usually term na ginagamit? May naalala ba kayo?
ADHD.
Tama, di ba? Uy, tignan mo, may pagka-ADHD ang anak mo. So it's really very important that before we label someone, we ask first ourselves, totoo bang detached siya? Baka naman malungkot lang siya. No? And then we have the acronym CASH, di ba? We all know that it's knowledge, attitude, skills, habits. Tingnan natin, kausapin natin siya kung close naman tayo. Kumustahin lang muna natin siya. And then from there, let's find out what's bothering that person. Starting from the knowledge, meron ba siyang challenge dahil may bago bang aaralin. Must be the attitude of that person. Sobra siyang apektuhan ng COVID, kaya dati siyang masayahin, dati naman siyang extrovert, pero because of COVID, ang dami niyang nasa isip. So again, focus on those things until you get to the bottom of it, and that's the only time you will be able to help that person.
Okay, thank you. So just would like to share with you some FB Live comments from Sir Eric Manalo. I remember your seminar, Coach Randy, you mentioned they may not like each other, but they can respect one another. So thank you. Okay, and hello to Sir Ricky, Mr. Ricky De Vera. Okay, as much as we wanted to accommodate all of the questions from our participants, due to lack of time. So now we may ask for your last few words, parting words, nuggets of wisdom. Let's start with Coach Randy.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. And I want to acknowledge also our other two speakers. And you guys did a great job today. I just want to say to everyone na may pinagdadaanan ka right now. And lahat tayo. And sometimes we can get so embroiled in what we're going through. Pero siguro, let's not forget that there are people who are going through so much more. People who are sick, people taking care of the sick, and people preventing others from being sick. So, may pinagdadaanan ka, okay, wag mo nang tambayan, but also at the same time, if you can help, help. If you can't, stay at home. Always prioritize what is the most important thing, your health, your safety, but also your faith. Make sure that you're held up together. Try to create a balanced lifestyle kahit na nandiyan ka lang sa loob ng bahay. But also at the same time, never forget to pray. And pray, if you are going to pray, pray for the ones who are also out there. And let's always pray for them.
Thank you, Coach. Mrs. Seth?
Again, thank you for inviting me, and thank you to all the participants here at Zoom Live, FB Live, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Maraming salamat po. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you, Sir Howell, Coach Randy, and of course, Madam President, Miss Irish. Ang saya ng ating session. I would just like to leave everyone with this. As I've mentioned during my discussion, yun ang iiwan ko sa inyo. You have to focus on yourself. Style your mind, focus on yourself, because if you want to help others, you have to help yourself first. Sabi nga ni Coach Randy, ang dami nating gustong gawin. But how can we do that if we do not take care of ourselves? Don't forget the basic recipe that I've shared with you. It's really very easy to do if you're in a difficult situation, if you're having migraines, if you're sad, if you're fearful. Just do those 3 steps and it will do you wonders. Good afternoon, everyone, and see you again on our next webinar.
Thank you, Mrs. Seth. Sir Howell.
Thank you, Ms. Irish, for inviting us and letting us work together. It's a pleasure working with Ma'am Suzette, Coach Suzette, Coach Success, and Coach Randy. And, well, referencing my slide, my second to the last slide a while back, trees stand alone. Bamboos stand together. So I suggest that you strengthen your support system. Call your mom, call your dad, call your kids, call your neighbors, call your brothers and sisters from all parts of the planet, and let them know how much you love them. They may not be able to help you financially, but their emotional support and prayer will be enough to strengthen you so you can make it through the storm. And not only that, whether you look at the scriptures of our Muslim brothers or our Christian sisters and brothers, Muslim brothers and sisters, regardless of whatever religion, the ultimate goal of everyone when we talk about spirit is peace, whether Old or New Testament. So let peace be with you, and let that peace of God that encompasses all understanding be with us by being at peace with ourselves, at peace with our neighbors, and at peace with our Creator.
Amen. Agree to that.
Thank you. Amen.
In behalf of Arriva Academy, thank you so much to our dear speakers, to our 3 coaches. Maraming salamat. My takeaway from your 3 presentations is acknowledge, accept, and arise in coping in these uncertain times. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Bye.
soon.
See you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Okay. And for our participants, please share with us as well your key takeaways so I can read them. Okay. Before we end our e-learning session, we would like to acknowledge some of our win-win partners in making this e-learning session possible. Thank you to our official media partners, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you to Brother, Faber-Castell, Glutacy, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo Tokyo, Lotus Biscoff, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet. Thank you, Ilawi Korea, Kitosan and Carpool Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmotech Philippines Inc. And if you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, please email us at marketing@arriba.com.ph. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's Arriba Academy Philippines Inc. So please scan this QR code. This will be directed to our Facebook page. So don't forget to like us. It's Arriba Academy Philippines Inc. And if you want to watch the replay of our previous sessions or today's e-learning sessions and this morning's e-learning session, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Arriba Academy and Arriba Talks. It's a library of e-learning sessions that we had. So please share this to your colleagues, to your boss, to your office mates. This is the time for upskilling and retooling. So take advantage of this. For our upcoming online learning sessions, please visit our website. It's www.arriba.com.ph. HR Virtual Summit Bounce Back HR. So we have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us their wisdom in the HR field. This will be tomorrow. We would like to invite you another e-learning session from Mr. Ronaldo Torla, Best Practices on Human Resource Planning During Uncertain Times. This is best fitted for our HR professionals out there. So please join us tomorrow morning. Don't forget to register 10:30 to 11:30 in the morning. We would like to invite you on our e-learning masterclass, Online Selling from Home, How to Use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for Your Business. This will be tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. We have invited the Asia's Millennial Guru, Mr. Jonathan Yabut, to discuss this session. On Friday, May 8th, we will be having Mr. Roger Colliantes, an international guru. He will be discussing "Don't Waste a Good Crisis, How to Thrive, Not Just Survive During a Global Pandemic." Another e-learning masterclass, we have invited Attorney James Chu. He will be discussing data privacy concerns during a pandemic, protecting personal data in the time of COVID-19. This will be on May 11th, 3 to 4:30 p.m. Don't forget to register. Another e-learning session, COVID-19, Google and You, boosting your productivity using Google tools. This is interesting, guys. This will be on Tuesday, May 12, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And we have invited Dr. Ed Canela. Another live webinar series for a cause. This will be on May 13, Wednesday. Solutions-oriented leadership, how to survive and thrive during a crisis. Share this with your bosses, with your executives. We have invited an international speaker, Dr. Rick Goodman from United States. Another e-learning masterclass, we would like to invite you, Rethinking Customer Intimacy Strategies During the Pandemic. This will be on May 13, 3 to 4:30 p.m. And we have invited Professor Ricky De Vera, Certified International Consultant and Facilitator. Another e-learning masterclass, Leading a Work-from-Home Workforce, How to Manage and Develop Remote Teams. This will be on May 14, 4 to 6 p.m. And This will be discussed by Mr. Jonathan Yabot, Asia's Millennial Guru. Another e-learning session, live webinar series for a cause, find your voice of resiliency so that to lead with confidence. We have invited Mr. Paul Larson from USA to talk about this. Don't forget, May 15. If you want to customize an e-learning session exclusive for your team, for your company, invite our Arriva partner speakers, invite our international guest speakers, please do reach me at 0916-695-4418, or you can email me at irish.arrivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Hope that you learned a lot and hope that you will be able to share this with your colleagues and will be able to apply this in your work when the new normal comes. Okay? Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this is Irish Malonda Samson in Arriva. It's all about being better. Please stay home and be safe. Thank you so much, guys.
You know what I'm saying? Happy, sha-la-la. It's so nice to be happy, sha-la-la. Everybody should be happy.